All right, looks like we're almost there. Good morning. Good as the enemy. Great, great morning. I like that even better. Great morning, everyone. Great morning, great morning, great morning. How's everybody doing? Got these Saturday morning grooves for you a little bit here. Jazz up our morning just a bit. As we spend some time together. I love it. I love it. I love it. Should be seeing you everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Great morning, everyone. So good to see you. I want to thank you for being here this morning on the Mitch Race podcast. Super duper Saturday to you. I hope you've had a great, great week, and I want to welcome you to my podcast. I am Mitch Race, and I help middle-aged to seasoned professional men who are distracted, unclear, and don't know their value gain clarity and vision so that they can become the best version of themselves while earning their desired high-level income to match their image. And I am just so very, very grateful to be bringing this to you. I'm very grateful to be able to walk in my calling and happy to get up on Saturday mornings. I got up really early this Saturday morning to do what I do today and what I do every Saturday morning. I'm up early, to be honest with you. I'm an early riser. Excuse me. And I don't know if you are or not, but I really love rising up early. There's just so much value in it for me, and it kind of like really gets my day going. But I'm happy to be doing this podcast on a Saturday, and so blessed to be doing this, and really grateful to you all because this podcast continues to grow because of you. I see a lot of things happening in this podcast, and the numbers don't lie. It just tells me that I'm onto something. It tells me that I'm the right guy for the right job at the right time, and that you're the right person. That you are absolutely the right person because you're here. You're faithful. You're tuning in. You're messaging me. You're letting me know. You're giving me feedback. You're telling me what's valuable, and you're telling me that you are valuable, and you are telling me something that I already know. I know you're valuable. You are super duper valuable, not just valuable. You are gems, all of you. And I really believe in you. I really, really, really believe in you. I see you. I feel you. I hope that you are believing and feeling this way about life, and that you do feel this way about yourselves. Because there's not a feeling in the world like it when you know. And that's kind of like where this is going. I'll be honest with you. And I just wanted to say I'm grateful for you as well, if I haven't already done that. But when I sat down here this morning, this was not the original message that I was going to go with. Okay. I sat here and I was ready to go with a topic to give you 3 steps or 4 steps or whatever the amount of steps is for the particular thing. But as I'm sitting here, and I do believe it's just God's super meeting my natural, I hear, do you know? And I'm like, oh, here we go. Do you know? Come on now. Really? Do you know? And I'm going to tell you where this comes from. Do you know? It's actually a lyric of a song. I'm big on songs. But I heard, do you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? And it struck me, and I was like, oh God, you have changed kind of my whole idea of where I was going with this. I was really going with steps. But sometimes it's like that. We go in different directions. So I'm going to read you some of the lyrics. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but it's from a song. It's from a movie. Some of you may even know it, Mahogany. If you don't, that's just you see it. It's a classic movie. 1974, 1975, Diana Ross, and Billy D. Williams. Love the movie, and you got to see the story. It's a love story, but it's more than that. It's a lot deeper than that. It really is about life. And this is what I wanted to talk about, and this is what I believe is the message that I've been given. But the lyrics are these, and I'm only going to read you I'm only going to read you a chorus, and then I'm going to read you one of the verses or the hooks. Excuse me, the bridge. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. What are you hoping for? Do you know? And now I'm going to read that change. Now looking back at all we planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we see how sad the answers to those questions can be? So yeah, do you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? It's a really profound question. And I know there may be some people out there just going, it's a song lyric. It's a life lyric, is what it is. Because it's asking the question that we need to ask ourselves so very often, because we get caught up in not knowing. So the question is, do you know? Do you know where you're going to? And do you like the things that life is showing you? I guess I would say this, to be fair, that there was a time that I did not know where I was going to. And I definitely did not like the things that life was showing me. And there were times I feel that way now. And that's just part of life. That's just life lifing in its own life terms. Life is going to continue to life. You know, as they say, whether we like it or not. So I would say, yeah, just, okay, I guess now I am on Instagram, but I apologize for the distraction, but I realized that I had not hit my live button, so I just wanted to kind of like now just do that. But this is what I mean about life. Life's on its own terms, and it's got nothing to do with where we are. Or it has everything to do with where we are, but we just don't know where we're going. What direction are we going in? But the reason why it's such a profound question is because if we don't ask that question, we're never going to get an answer. And if you don't know where you're going, you will get there. You'll be exactly where you don't want to be, or you'll be exactly where you are. But it's going to be one of those. And you may not like where you are. You may not like where you are now, but that's why we get to choose to love to change it if we recognize where we are and where we're going. And I do believe that there are voices and that there are people out there that get us to where we want to go. There are things to help to get us to where we go. There are teachings, there are books, there are videos. And I know some of those are self-help and self-development. Of course, there's also the Word of God, which really points us in the direction that we need to go in. And for some, they may not be believers, and that's okay. But I am. And I feel that way. I do feel that the Lord is directing me in many ways. Because there's just no way in the world that honestly that I could just sit up here before you, not doing what I never thought I would do. And walking is such a unique calling, which is the calling of self-image for me. What's going on the inside of you, your self-esteem, your confidence. I'm very confident being here. I don't let anything much ruffle my feathers. And if I do, I just trust my training. I trust my inner training. I trust my outer training. I trust the training that I've received that lets me know who I am, whose I am, where I am, and what I'm doing. So I refuse to be swayed any other way. I just don't let things bother me like that because it's important. I know my value. And that's what I'm called to do. I'm called to help people who don't know their value. So if you don't know where you're going to, and if you don't like the things that life is showing you, then perhaps I am that voice right now that's here. And I'm walking in my calling to help you. I'm going to tell you a little story. I have two dates, really. The first date that comes to mind is the one where I believe that my life changed, which was March 10th, 2020. My life was changed forever when the one thing that I felt like I was doing what I was doing for, I felt like I was really building my life for and building my businesses for, was called home to be with the Lord. And that was my amazing mother. God called her home that day, that morning. And I was okay with the decision because I know that my mom knew where she was going. I know that she knew who she was. And I know that she was ready to go home because she told me that. She told me she was ready. She knew it, and we knew it. And that's why we had prepared. And God was so good to be able to allow us to see and to be able to plan in a way where there was family around her and people had come to visit her because I knew. But he took her. And I was okay with that. What I would say is this, is that I went through a lot. Obviously, after she passed, even though I was strong, I was resilient in going through because I know that that's what she would have wanted for me. And I did. I was tremendously, tremendously distracted. You talk about somebody who's distracted and unclear and just, because that was also the time of the pandemic, remember? I was unfocused, probably doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing in places I shouldn't have been at, to be real with you. And I'm just grateful that I was able to get through all of that. And I had a lot of things going on in my heart, in my home. And there were money issues that were starting to come up. There were just any number of things that were happening during the course of that time. And I told you there were two dates that I had to share with you. And that first date was that one. But then almost a year later, and that next date was going to be October 17th, 2021, almost a year later. And all of that time period had passed where I was just still living my life, still thinking that, okay, well, you're thriving on some level, but not where I should be. And that was the day I attended a business conference in Vegas. And that morning I woke up pretty much out of my sleep. I believe I was moved. And I went to the bathroom mirror. It was 7 o'clock and it was like 6:30. Actually, it was like 6:15 in the morning. And I went to the bathroom mirror and I looked at that mirror in the vestibule and I looked at myself and I was like, wow. I said, who are you? I did not recognize myself. I was overweight. I looked tired. My mind was not right. And even though I was at a business conference, I was trying to will myself to be right. You know how you're at these things and you're like, I'm all right, I'm good, I'm ready to go. And you're fired up. Well, that was me. But I also noticed that there was a spark that was missing for me. There was a light. There was something that was just not there that used to be there. And I said, well, I feel it. I see it. I'm going to make a commitment. I'm going to make a commitment to change. I'm going to make a commitment to grow. And I didn't know what that meant because I still didn't have a plan. I just had I had an idea. I had a thought that, yeah, I'm going to move forward. Absolutely. But in moving forward, I still did not have a plan. So I came back to New York, and a few weeks later or a month later or something like that, I was still working, and I was working on being my best me. I was doing some self-development, doing some exercise, and really coming along. But there was, again, I needed to get to the next level. And that was nothing but God, because a gentleman by the name of Darren Walker from a company called Be Iconic reached out to me and said, hey, brother. And truthfully, as I think about this also, I saw him online, and I was like, oh, it's Darren. Okay, I got to reach out to him. And I reached out to him, and because he was saying, yeah, if you want something next level, reach out. And I reached out to him, and he reached back out to me. And then he said, yeah, I got this going on. I think you should join this. And I did. It was going to make me better. And it did. It took a person that was distracted, didn't know their value, literally just kind of not certain of where they were going. And it repositioned me for greatness, to start to find my direction. And I'm not going to tell you it was easy, and I did it, and I had a lot of success in that. But then as life starts lifing, and it does, I started to burn out towards the end of the program. And I was gone. I left. I'd left. I didn't quit, but I'd gotten what I felt like I needed out of the program, and the program was on its way out. But life would not stop lifing. I had a ton more challenges, and there were more things I could shake a stick at that were going on at home, personal life. Finances really began to creep in and created a real desperate mindset. Whereas I didn't want to invest in anything anymore. I was just going to be comfortable and just glide right where I was. I was settling. And I was settling for my career because it was the thing that it was a linchpin for me and solidified my life. And I didn't have to do much to maintain it because I was always very, very good at what I do. I'm a career specialist in technology, AV. So it was not threatening to just stay where I was. But as a blessing would have it, Darren would call me, and he said, look, brother, I got you. You have to check this out. I really want you to participate in this program. I want you to trust me. I want you to trust yourself. I want you to throw your heart over the bar one more time. And I said no. I said no once. I said no twice. I said no almost 3 times. But it was the 3rd time I said yes. And the reason why I said no, because my self-esteem had been damaged. I didn't know my self-worth. My confidence was low, even though I was still in and I trusted myself. I didn't trust myself in the way that I thought I trusted myself. I was hurt. Financially, I was just wondering where I was going to go and how I was going to get to the next level. And I felt like I wanted to do it, but I just didn't have, I was going to have an excuse if I didn't have the money, and I didn't have the money at the time. And this is not about money. This is about life. and about your mindset, where you can be at a time when you need something and you just don't know how to get it anymore. And I trusted him. And I listened. And I threw my heart over the bar one more time because I needed to get to that next level. I needed another set of tools. We always need another set of tools to get us to the next level from where we are. If we're growing, we're always going to grow if we really want to grow. But we're always going to need another set of tools, a different set of tools, a new set of tools to get us to the next level. It changed my life. It directed me right into my purpose by making that decision. And it was the biggest and best decision of my life. I don't say my career because it's not a career. It's my purpose. It's my calling. And I know why I'm here. I know that I'm here to use my voice to tell my story and to help others through everything that I have been through. Because I don't want anyone to go through that. I don't want you to go through what I've been through. But if you do, just know that I can help you and help you to get through, because I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know my value. I thought I did because was I making money? Yes. Popular? Yes. It was a career. So I was doing a lot, but I wasn't growing in my purpose or towards my purpose the way that I should have. So making that decision changed everything. You know how people they talk about it's a game changer? That's a game changer. And that's why we're here. And that's why I'm asking you the question. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? If not, change it. Change it. Listen to the things that you're hearing. Listen to podcasts like these. Listen to trainers. Find yourself a coach. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a community of people to help build you. Because at the time, I didn't know how broken I really was. And I'm learning. I'm learning how to make the changes and the adjustments that I need to make in my life, as I pray that you will make the changes and adjustments in your own life. But you've got to take matters into your own hands. I'm just a messenger with a message. So I'm going to ask you to ask that question, find that answer. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for allowing me this time on your Saturday to share with you, because you are valuable. This message is valuable. And the things that we need to become and want to become, those are valuable too. I want to thank you again for tuning into the Mitch Race podcast. And before I go, I just want to let you know that I'm going to have a masterclass on Sunday, September 29th at 4 p.m. I will give you all the details. I just want you to save the date and the time, please. It's 4 steps to reframe your mindset for a 6-figure income. And I don't want you to miss it, and you're not going to want to miss it. There will be a link that will post soon. You'll start to see more and more about it as we approach. but I want to make sure that you save the date. And I don't want to be much longer with giving that information, but I wanted to give you that tidbit because it's valuable. You matter. You always matter. And I see you and I feel you. And at times, I am definitely you. So thank you again. Thanks for being here. Until the next time that we see each other. First of all, have a fantastic Saturday. But for the next time that we see each other, and until the next time that we see each other, and take time to be kind to yourself and to others. But reframe your vision, reframe your value, and reframe your victory. I am Mitch Race. This has been the Mitch Race Podcast, and I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks again, everybody.